called Dear Canada. CEO Don Jeffrey says it serves as a heartfelt reminder to Canadians there's plenty to see and do in the Finger Lakes region.
Another marketing campaign. Another pile of money down the drain. When will these U.S. officials learn to figure it out? No matter how flashy these ads are, no matter how much money you throw at it, the Canadians who have made up their mind aren't coming back. Today, I'm digging into a few key reports. One from just across the border where I am in Blaine. Another showing how Canadians are still steering clear of the US, and the last one on Rochester's latest attempt to win us back. Before I get started, a shout out to one of our viewers named The World Needs More Hippies. They suggested that I check out Scarborough Bluffs, and it looks like a beautiful place to relax and take in the view. So if you're around Toronto or Scarborough, it's worth a visit. Now, if I sound a little bit different today, it's because I'm starting to get sick. My voice might be a bit congested, my nose is definitely congested, but if some words come out not as clear, then you know why. Thanks for bearing with me. All right, let's get into it.
At a shopping center in Blaine, the parking lot is nearly empty with only one BC license plate. Fewer Canadians are shopping for cheap milk and gas.
Good. How are you today?
Blaine Marathon has taken a hit since the threat of tariffs started and Shop Canadian became a national movement.
Our business here, we rely about 95% on Canadian customers, so quite a big drop. There are some Canucks that are still coming down, but not what it used to be.
How much has it dropped?
I think more than half.
Back in its heyday, the parcel pickup store Hagen's of Blaine used to get 2,000 packages a day. Now it's about 200.
Okay, so this report hits close to home for me. Hagen's of Blaine. That was my go-to parcel pickup spot right across the border. Anytime I ordered something from the US, I would get it shipped there. It became a routine. Cross the border maybe twice a month, grab my packages, head to Bellingham for lunch, or maybe swing by the premium outlets or even drive down to Seattle. But that's all in the past now. And unfortunately, so is Hagen's of Blaine.
It's about 99.9% Canadian. Yeah, there's hardly any locals that come in. And we dropped between about 45 to 50% in business.
How have you been able to survive?
Let someone go, might have another person gone here soon, and cut back on hours and just did whatever we could.
Fewer Canadians are heading to the U.S. Trips drop almost 32% in May compared with last year. American trips to Canada dropped more than 5%.
A so-called businessman, President Trump doesn't seem to know the first thing about running a business. And then again, maybe that explains his 6 bankruptcies. But
U.S. Senator Patty Murray joined Premier David Eby, saying President Trump's trade war is hurting small businesses and the local economy.
The reality is plain as day, especially in places like Washington State, where we are on the front line of a trade war with our neighbors that nobody asked for.
The trade war that we're in right now that neither Washington State nor British Columbia nor Alaska asked for, but is being imposed on us by the president, is a recipe for mutually assured destruction.
Meanwhile, small businesses across the border have this message for Canadians.
It's unfortunate that the small businesses are the ones that are being basically, suffering from all this. And we would love to have it come back.
Grace Key, Global News.
Steve, as one of your former customers, I want to say I sincerely appreciate your service and help over the past decade. Shipping my parcels to you saved me quite a bit of money, and it let me order things that simply wouldn't ship to Canada. But I've given that all up now. I won't be stepping foot across the border again. You have a president in office who's creating the divide, and customers like me, we didn't do anything to provoke it. My advice to you, as someone who used to support your business, start organizing, rallying, gathering people, reach out to other border towns, talk to other business owners, and get your senators and governors involved. Because staying quiet isn't going to fix this. You've lost around 50% of your Canadian customers. And my gut says most of them are just like me. We're not coming back until there's real, fundamental change with your country. Now, this next report from Global News shares what fellow Canadians are thinking when it comes to their future travel plans. Let's take a look.
Traveling to the U.S. under Donald Trump can carry a lot of emotional baggage.
He created an atmosphere that's very hostile for us.
With everything going on south of the border, it just seemed to be a lot safer to just travel within Canada.
New numbers from Statistics Canada show return trips from the U.S. in May dropped 32% compared to last year. This is the U.S. departures area of Montreal's Trudeau Airport, which is particularly quiet at the height of summer, and one of the most visible signs Canadians are staying away.
I think the most consistent thing is that the Canadians have not forgiven Mr. Trump
With the weak dollar and economic uncertainty, flying is increasingly becoming a luxury, with Canadian trips overseas down nearly 23%. And Americans aren't coming here as often either, with their visits down for a fourth month in a row.
We're hoping that the Canadian travelers are going to be compensating for the economic loss. The problem is the Canadians don't have as much spending power as the Americans.
We may not have the same spending power as the US, and that's expected. We're a country of 40 million people. They're a country of 347 million. Of course, we're not going to be able to match their total spending. But what we do have on our side is the international allies that are still choosing Canada over the US. And based on the last video where I asked everyone where they're spending their money now, a lot of Canadians do have spending power, and we're just keeping it here at home, or we're redirecting it to countries that respect us, not the ones that try to pressure us or insult us.
U.S. lawmakers in border states are trying to lure their northern neighbors back, like in Vermont, which temporarily renamed Church Street to Canada Street.
What's happening on the federal level does not speak for Vermont.
But comments like this one are unlikely to help.
There are reasons why the president and some of his team refer to Canada as being mean and nasty to deal with.
This is unheard of, whatever is happening, so support your own country.
And to some, that support means a staycation.
Staycation it is, or Europe, Asia, Australia, New Zealand, anywhere but the US. It's good to see the movement is still going strong. And with Pete Hoekstra and Trump calling Canadians nasty, that's only fueling more anger. It's not pushing us closer, it's pushing us further away. Now this next clip is from Rochester, New York, where they're still trying to throw money at the problem instead of actually fixing it.
Back everyone, Canadian tourism into the U.S. continues to decline, down more than 30% last month compared to 2024.
As Natalie Kutchko explains, local agencies are getting creative to help attract international travel to the Rochester area.
1/3 fewer Canadians traveled to the U.S. by car in June compared to the same time last year. That's according to new data from Statistics Canada. It contributes to a steady decline over the last 6 months and significant economic losses projected for the American tourism industry. In Rochester, tourism leaders are only seeing slight changes.
Talking to our local attractions, they are certainly down in Canadian traffic. But one of the good news things is the domestic is way up. So they're seeing it. So certain museums have seen a decrease in Canadian traffic, but an increase in domestic.
I really hate it when tourism officials downplay international travel just to brag about domestic numbers. Becoming a real pet peeve of mine. Go ahead, rely on your domestic tourists. But let me ask you this. Are they going to spend as much money as international travelers? Are they going to be able to take as much time off to stay in your city? Let's not forget, paid vacation isn't even guaranteed in the US. And the big question, where's the new money coming from? Because that's what actually grows your economy, not money shifting from one pocket to the other pocket.
Whether you've seen it on a billboard or on social media, Visit Rochester recently launched a new campaign called Dear Canada. CEO Don Jeffrey says it serves as a heartfelt reminder to Canadians there's plenty to see and do in the Finger Lakes region.
I mean, it wasn't a hard sell. When you're comfortable coming here, we're ready to have you. And a lot of the local attractions and my counterparts across the country withdrew from their Canadian campaign. We did not think that was a good idea. We wanted to say, Canada, you're welcome here. So yeah, so it was a little different than what we usually do.
So did it work? Did Canadians come rushing back just because you kept telling us how much you love our money? I mean, how much you love us? I'm honestly getting tired of repeating myself, but marketing isn't going to fix this. You could offer me a free hotel, a fancy dinner, and whatever other perks you think would win me back, and I still won't take it. Then you'd be sitting there scratching your head wondering, hey, that was a good deal. Why didn't he bite? Here's why. Canadians cannot be bribed, while your leader is out there talking about deleting our country.
Along the Erie Canal this year is the celebration of its bicentennial. Leaders with the New York State Canal Corporation also adjusting to spread the word up north.
To remind folks, hey, come see us, come visit, come recreate, come utilize this iconic waterway. There are more than 220 communities throughout the canal corridor. We're working with many of them on special programming, special events that all highlight and note the bicentennial.
On average, Rochester sees between 20 to 25% of Canadian visitors each year, a bulk of the city's business.
Rochester is, although we're not bulletproof, but we're certainly doing much better than our counterparts.
And as Jeffries mentioned earlier, while Canadian traffic at Rochester area attractions is down, that decline is offset by a boost in domestic travel. The agency's Dear Canada campaign, as you saw, will run over the next couple of months.
Do you see the pattern here? That canal guy is listing off everything. 200 communities, special events, programming, perks, the whole pitch. But here's the thing. If Canadians used to go there, don't you think they already know what it has to offer? It's like going to your favorite restaurant, knowing the menu off by heart, and the waiter still recites it word by word. We already know what you got. We're just choosing not to go. These businesses are desperate. They're bleeding money, and they think they can buy us back. But no perk, no promo, no special event is going to work. At this point, it's like a salesman knocking on your door every day. Eventually, you're going to tell them to piss off. Don't come back. And I think that's where I'm at right now. Let me know if you are too. Drop a comment below. And if you found this video helpful, hit the like and subscribe to get this message out to more people. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.